All right, welcome to Title Talk. I'm Stephen Milstein, one of the owners and the attorney at Certified Title, and today is a big day for Title Talk because we've got an agent that I've been trying to get on the camera with me here for quite some time, Jason Perlow. Jason, welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming.
Yeah,
For those of
excited.
you that don't know, Jason is the team leader of the Perlow Home Team at Monument Sotheby's International Realty. And just to give you an idea of how hard it was to get his time, just in the last 12 months, I think you've closed on over 50 transactions.
Correct. Little over 50.
So your team, you're one of the top teams
Yeah,
in the area,
we're
right?
one of the top teams in Baltimore County for Monument Sotheby's International Realty, and last year in 2025, it was the top individual agent for Baltimore County for Monument Sotheby's.
Wow. All right. Well, so we're lucky to have you.
Yep.
Thank
you for having me.
I appreciate you coming in. So,
Pleasure.
based on that, obviously, I think you've got an expertise level that few people have, and so this is a great opportunity for anybody listening to us today. So, I'm going to start right out with give us the lay of the land. How's the market right now?
Sure.
What should people know?
So good question. State of the market right now is overall the real estate market is still healthy. With that said, there's been some changes in the world and interest rates the last 6 weeks or so. Rates are up a bit. The war going on, the economy, the stock market, all of these factors weigh in. There still is a major inventory problem, and there are buyers out there. So there are still more buyers than sellers, and quality inventory is what we need. When a house that's been upgraded and in very good shape comes on and is priced accordingly, you can still get into that multiple bid situation. The weather's starting to turn. So right now is a really good time to start thinking about it, or really to start listing.
We're really starting to see it. A lot more action, contracts coming in. So at least here in Maryland, which is where we're filming, spring makes a big difference.
Definitely.
So, on that note, what's something critical that you would want to tell a buyer or a seller? A buyer who's looking, a seller who's getting ready to list their house. What's a good nugget for each one of them to consider?
So let's start with the buyer. The most important thing is getting pre-approved and being ready to make a move quickly. Because if you're not approved and ready to make an offer within the first 48 hours, that house could be gone like this.
Right.
And that's really the first piece of the puzzle. And I've been in the business almost 16 years now, and that's the first thing that I was taught by my mentor, my mother, and other mentors I've had, such as Michael Yerman. Because a lot of people, especially when you get into the upper echelon of the price points, they say, I'm fine, I'm in good shape.
Right.
And again, it's a little bit uncomfortable to talk to a head surgeon or doctor and say, you still should have this in order, because, the lending process is definitely more strict than it was 15, 20 years ago. And you want to have that piece.
And the seller's going to feel more comfortable if you have it.
Exactly. It's mandatory on any offer, regardless of cash or if you're obtaining a loan, to have a pre-approval or proof of funds attached.
So that's a great tip for a buyer, come in pre-approved. For a seller, what's a great tip for them to make sure that their house doesn't end up sitting on the market?
The most important aspect, there's really two. I'll correct myself. The market is very price sensitive right now. So price is very important, along with prepping the house accordingly. And a lot of people always go to HGTV or these other TV channels and think you need to gut your whole house. That is not typically how we advise a seller. Neutralize, declutter, some cosmetic repairs, furniture placement, or full staging if the house is vacant, artwork placement, landscaping. We don't want a seller to have to break the bank and spend $75,000. In some cases, depending on the house, that is appropriate. Right. But in other cases, it's really, changing carpets, paint is the most important aspect of prepping a house, and decluttering.
Invaluable information and for free from one of Baltimore's top realtors. Jason, thanks so much for joining me today. This was amazing. Real quick, if someone watched this and said, boy, I got to have Jason as my real estate agent, how do they get a hold of you?
Sure. So cell phone or email, my cell's 410-456-3370. And my email is jperlow@perlowhometeam.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate your time.
My pleasure.